Hello everyone, my name is Prime and I think you all already know what the internet market is, namely. When you sell or buy, the most important thing is to find it in life because you either buy or you sell services, get money, of course, on the internet and in real life the same thing. For example, from above you bought sneakers there. You got comfort and comfort, you sold them, you have money and feelings, that is the question, the money you earn for yourself, so there is always something to earn, so don't say there is no money, I have nothing, I am poor, I am not rich. And you will always be friends, let them be poor, so that you know about it, because you know that the dollar gallops, at which it will gallop, because life is at stake, it gallops, you will rarely be the same. Most likely, everyone will be on it, but if you want everything to be stable and all you need is to at least like a subscription, imagine it, by the way, in the sands, you know that money is the most. The main thing is money. You can work in his way of selling, buying, purchasing, then resale, and at a higher price the car was bought, resold, but at a higher price. Well, these are statistics, yes, you can find out and rummage around it. You know, well, you can just buy a car and sell it there on the website, sell it because the car in the future may cost twice as much. How much does it cost when you fall? It will be twice as profitable to go, you can sell it to your husband. You need, well, she's thin or your mom's car has gone up in price. Why did you imitate? Because you imitated stocks. And such shares can have shares in such a company and earn a car from such a company for working for. This one, so like and subscribe. If you don't have it, buy shares, don't break it, buy sneakers. These stocks, clothes, shares of this company, and you buy something like that, shares of this company. You spend $100,000, it seems like there were 10 of them, I don't know, we have 100,000. Earn 10 times, buy shares once. A car, a house, real estate, and a car are needed, a thing is needed, transport is needed, gasoline is also needed. People want to become richer, that's why the earth is expensive. What's not clear? Like and subscribe. Prime channel and you will become athletes, jock kids, now they want to become the past, it was cool and it works, and about an hour of your money on tanks you can earn on hardware he steals from work on something. If you want to make money, worry, do it, because if you have nothing to buy and do, then run. Sell, buy a tent before you fill out what I said, rewind and go buy gas and transfer it at a higher price. I assure you that you are looking for a cheap one in the client, which he imitated, and you will earn more. And it's true, you will have money for motivation, it will be cool, we will now have many facets 10. Much cooler, so now you can do it and donate, get us ready for the show of the year. It will be cool, you will thank God if the companies don't flow separately. I would also like to become a trillion right there, in principle I can do it. If you want to check it out, it's hard to finance, yes we have that too, so give it a try. So that I know for sure whether to continue or not, I think I'll leave the bitch about the channel there, you'll basically find it there. Charity, she'll go there, so I'll do a test there too, and you'll be zero like me. There was your phone number and I'm going there on foot, there's money in the car and bliss living with my own hands, it's not there. Marketing, how to use it wisely. Marketing is simply a huge science. It is intertwined with psychology, economics, finance, creative thinking, communication design, and other sciences. Moreover, the science of marketing has more than 10,000 definitions and formulations, but since we decided to simplify the melting of my simple definition, I divide marketing into two directions. The first is perception, and the second is the points of contact. Fix for yourself, be sure to start with perception. What is perception? Is what we feel in relation to something, and now every strong brand and every strong company has its own unique perception, that is. We feel these companies differently and we have a whole huge associative base now. In our time we don't buy goods and services, you know why? Because all goods and services are now as similar as possible, or even the same. Many goods are now produced at the same factories and services are provided using the same equipment, respectively. Now we do not choose goods and services, we choose companies, those companies that convey the values that are important to us. The main thing is that we choose those companies that coincide with our thinking and our character, respectively. Now there is a war in the perception of feelings and sensations. To make it easier, let's use the example of the coolest brand and the coolest company called Nike. I'm sure everyone knows this company. When we remember Nike, we immediately have a bunch of associations with night clothes because these clothes are very similar to other brands. Now we buy motivation, the desire to achieve cool results, and accordingly, for us it all has something in common, and we buy this brand in order to achieve cool results, and it seems to us that with the help of these clothes we will succeed and we will achieve incredible success. That's how it all works now, and before I forget, give a thumbs up if you like similar analyses, there will be more of them. Leave a comment what brand do you like and for what reason, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more such valuable information and interesting analyses related to marketing and business. We will now continue, and now let's give another example of the Ferrari company that we remember. We understand that these are cars, that this is a racing car, and we probably remember a red Ferrari. We know that it is a noisy, loud, very expensive luxury car. These sounds come to our mind for sure in this words yellow, and also there are a lot of different thoughts here. The most important thing is that we, again, have Yeti-related associations that make us want this car. We want this car because it attracts attention, it's catchy, it shows our probably social position, respectively. Ferrari sells exactly these emotions, these sensations that a person wants to get. It's been a long time since we've been selling just physical cars. We're selling emotions and sensations, and now let's imagine that we're selling jeans and they say to us, like, these are young guys who are selling jeans that seem to be of good quality, everything's okay, if there's such a perception. It's such a short feeling attitude towards our brand. This is not very good. Most likely we will not have a large number of sales, but now imagine if they say we are young progressive guys. They have own production, own workshop, they fight there, for example, for the environment, they even buy some stars from them. Justin Bieber ordered himself one pair of jeans. I don't know why Justin Bieber, their designer, studied somewhere in Paris. They have cool collaborations, and, in general, all modern progressive youth wears exactly these jeans. If there is such a perception, there is such a feeling in relation to our brand, to our business, most likely we will wander very cool results. I think that with the perception we are done, we are moving to the second point, and now let's move on to the second direction under the names at the point of contact or communications. What are touch points? This is when our potential buyer gets acquainted with our company, with our business, and this is a very important element and a very important stage. Previously, people could just walk through the market, see something, some clothes or some product, light up and buy now, but this is impossible because we need triggers, necessary stimuli, that is, a person, our potential buyer, a consumer, must see some kind of advertisement. Perhaps it is an advertising banner or an advertising video, or some friend must recommend our company or something else. That is, in some way he needs to find out about our company. Perhaps conduct some short research. Say, yes, I want to buy this brand, this product, or this service. In order to understand this, you need to go through two paths, and both of them are quite simple. And firstly, we must know who to show our advertising to. Why should we attract attention? Let's return to our example with batons. We must know our client. What exactly do we need to know? We need to know how old he is, where he lives, his interests and fears, motivations, internal desire. At least these elements will help us understand who he is and how to look for his match. Let's imagine that our jeans will most likely be bought by a guy of about 25 who lives in the city of Moscow, who has some interesting profession, a creative profession. He earns about $2,000 a month, and accordingly, now we are drawing a portrait of who it is. We have roughly figured out who it is, and we understand that most likely this person is on Instagram, most likely follows all modern trends in clothing. So in other interesting things, respectively, we can buy advertising from some fashionable person and show these jeans from all sides, and perhaps he will be interested in our product. That is, we have determined who to show advertising from the other side. If we sell some classic Super One suits, not jackets, shirts, and everything like that, we understand that our audience is quite old because we have an expensive product, and most likely people 40 plus 50 and so on will buy from us, and they don't sit on social networks. And here we need to rack our brains again and include logic and understand so where they can live, in what areas of the city they live, that they are interested in, which ones can be found, and perhaps we will open a boutique or layer store anywhere where they live, next to expensive restaurants, or in some cool shopping centers where there is enough expensive prices, or else look for some different ways. But absolutely everything depends on who our client is. We just adapt to him accordingly. If we know who our client is, we immediately find a way, as if we couldn't get closer quickly. If it's jeans, we realized that it's Instagram. What, these are some fashionable dudes from whom we need to buy advertising. When we figure out who our client is and where he lives, we move on to the second point, where we need to understand what we need to show a person, how to attract his attention, and how to sell our product or service. And this again depends from how well we know our client. Let's take the company as an example. The effect may seem to many that this is some kind of stupid advertisement, that there is no point here, there is no normal message, that this advertisement does not sell. In fact, it is not so related to this advertising, and it turns out that this is excellent advertising because they know internal needs, internal desires of their customers. If we return to our genes, then I would make such an interesting advertisement related to some creative person who dresses very cool, goes to some kind of creative party somewhere in a loft, looks at some interesting pictures, rides a skateboard, and in general this is such a cool person who is either a designer or some kind of photographer or some other creative dude, and all advertising would be based on this. I think that it would sell, but because in my opinion it is interesting progressive people who will buy these jeans, and they all I want to be interesting people to express themselves in some interesting way, perhaps through clothes, through some tattoos, through some other attributes and hands. If you show this in advertising, then they form some kind of opinion that these clothes will help them be such interesting dudes who are not afraid to express themselves. So here in the second paragraph we are talking about what our buyer wants, what are his inner desires. If we find this and show it in advertising, then everything will be cool. It was not in vain that I showed it with effect because, well, this is really a very cool advertisement. That's actually everything I wanted to say, and let's sum it up now. 1. We need to work on perception so that our brand, so that our company radiates some incredible associations so that people want to buy, so that our audience shares our values. And secondly, we understand where to look for our clients. And we must know the points of contact, and if we know how to find them, then we must give exactly those emotions that will attract their attention and that will make them buy. Therefore, the most important thing here is to know your client. Know your target audience and make it so that they are interested in contacting us. He was interested in our product or our service, and so that this perception of advertising emotions hit exactly the target so that we and our clients are on the same wavelength. If you can do all this, then you will inevitably succeed. The most important test is to know your client. If you know him, you know how to reach him, how to get to his heart, how to sell to him, how to attract attention, and everything like that. And this is, in principle, the main task of marketing. So I think that we will end here. If you are interested, leave likes, write comments if you want to continue, and we can go deeper into this topic, much deeper. Thank you all. Bye. That's how friends like it. Subscribe.